Have you ever wondered how snakes hear without ears? Snakes, these mysterious creatures, have always fascinated scientists and nature enthusiasts alike. They can see without eyes, move without legs, and even hear without ears. But how? In this video, we'll take you on an exciting scientific journey to uncover the secrets of how snakes hear. We'll explore how these creatures interact with the world around them and how they've adapted their senses to survive in their environments. Do snakes actually hear? Or do they rely on other senses? And what scientific evidence proves their ability to hear? Get ready for a journey full of surprises and mind-blowing facts. K1. Amazing facts about snakes. Before we dive into the science of snake hearing, let's start with some amazing facts about snakes. Snakes have been around for over 100 million years, meaning they coexisted with dinosaurs. There are over 3,000 species of snakes worldwide, ranging in size from a few centimeters to over 10 meters long. Some snakes can survive without food for up to 2 years. Snakes use their tongues to smell, not taste. They collect scent particles from the air and transfer them to a special organ in the roof of their mouths. These facts make snakes one of the most fascinating creatures on Earth. Now, let's get back to the main topic. How do they hear? Can snakes actually hear? Let's start with a basic question. Can snakes actually hear? The straightforward answer is yes, but not in the way we're used to. Snakes lack external and middle ears, meaning they don't have eardrums or ear canals like humans do. But that doesn't mean they're completely deaf. In fact, snakes have developed a unique way to sense sounds and vibrations around them. This method relies on a special organ in their skull called the vestibular cochlear organ. This organ is the key to understanding how snakes hear. But how does it work? And how does snake hearing differ from human hearing? That's what we'll explore in the next section. The evolution of snake hearing. Did you know that snakes evolved from lizards millions of years ago? Over time, they lost their legs and developed unique adaptations to survive in different environments. One of these adaptations is their hearing mechanism. Unlike lizards, which have external ears, snakes rely on vibrations to sense their surroundings. This evolutionary change allowed them to become stealthy predators, capable of detecting prey and predators without being detected themselves. It's a perfect example of how nature finds creative solutions to challenges. How do snakes detect sounds? Let's dive into the science behind snake hearing. Snakes rely on vibrations that travel through the ground or surfaces they're on. When a sound occurs nearby, like footsteps or the movement of prey, these vibrations travel through the ground and reach the snake's jawbone. The snake's lower jaw is directly connected to the vestibular cochlear organ, which translates these vibrations into neural signals. These signals are then sent to the brain, where they're interpreted as sounds. In other words, snakes hear through their jaws. This method is completely different from how we hear. Humans rely on the outer, middle, and inner ear to collect and transmit sounds. But snakes skip these steps entirely and rely on direct vibrations. But does this mean snakes can't hear airborne sounds? The answer is that snakes are less sensitive to airborne sounds, but they may hear some low-frequency sounds. In the next section, we'll explore how snakes respond to these sounds. The role of vibrations in snake behavior. Snakes are masters of detecting vibrations. In fact, their ability to sense vibrations is so precise that they can determine the direction and distance of the source. For example, if a mouse is running nearby, the snake can pinpoint its location just by feeling the vibrations through the ground. This skill makes snakes incredibly efficient hunters, even in complete darkness. It's a reminder that hearing isn't always about ears, it's about how you interpret the world around you. How do snakes respond to sounds? Snakes are extremely sensitive to nearby vibrations. When they sense strong vibrations, like footsteps or the movement of prey, they react quickly. This reaction could be a sudden movement or even an attack if they feel threatened. But what about sounds that travel through the air? Can snakes hear them? The answer is that snakes are less capable of hearing airborne sounds compared to ground vibrations. However, some studies have shown that snakes may respond to certain low-frequency sounds, like thunder or the calls of large animals. This means that snakes might be able to hear some sounds, but they rely more on vibrations. In the next section, we'll compare snake hearing to human hearing. The science behind low-frequency sounds. Low-frequency sounds, like the rumble of thunder or the footsteps of large animals, travel farther and are easier to detect through vibrations. This is why snakes are more sensitive to these types of sounds. High-frequency sounds, like bird chirps, are harder for snakes to detect because they don't create strong vibrations. This difference in sensitivity is a key part of how snakes interact with their environment. Comparing snake hearing to human hearing. Let's compare our hearing to that of snakes. Humans rely on the outer ear to collect sounds, the middle ear to transmit them, and the inner ear to convert them into neural signals. But snakes lack the outer and middle ear, meaning they can't hear sounds in the same way. Instead, snakes depend on vibrations that travel through the ground or surfaces. This means snakes are more sensitive to nearby movements, like footsteps or the movement of prey. But they're less sensitive to airborne sounds, like high-pitched or sharp noises. This difference makes snakes highly adapted to their environment, where they rely on other senses like vision and smell to complement their hearing. How snakes use other senses. While hearing is important, snakes also rely heavily on other senses. For example, they use their tongues to smell the air and detect prey or predators. Their vision, though not as sharp as ours, helps them navigate their surroundings, and their ability to sense heat allows them to hunt warm-blooded prey, even in complete darkness. It's a reminder that snakes are masters of adaptation, using every tool at their disposal to survive. Do all snakes hear the same way? Not all snakes hear in the same way. Some species are more sensitive to vibrations than others. For example, snakes that live in desert environments are better at detecting vibrations because sandy soil transmits vibrations more easily. On the other hand, aquatic snakes rely less on vibrations and more on their sense of touch and vision. This diversity in senses makes each snake species uniquely adapted to its environment. Snakes, with all their mystery, teach us an important lesson. Nature is always full of creative solutions. An animal with no ears can still hear. An animal with no legs can still chase its prey with speed. An animal with no eyelids can still see the world clearly. Nature never ceases to amaze us, reminding us that every creature has a secret worth learning. So, the next time you see a snake, remember, it might have heard you before you even saw it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments what other mysterious animal do you want us to explore next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.